Hello everyone, and welcome to a special impromptu Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 4. Dragon Warrior 4 is a 1990 role-playing game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, it was originally released in Japan in 1990 as Dragon Quest. In 1992, it would get ported over to the US as Dragon Warrior 4, part of the Dragon Warrior Dragon Quest series. I can't begin to explain how popular this series of role-playing games has been since pretty much its inception. And as I've done many times on this my career before, I'm jumping in the middle of the game series. Dragon Warrior 4 is actually my favorite of all the Dragon Warrior games, and I'm hoping that I can show you this as we play it. Now, what makes this special, and what also makes this impromptu, is I only a few hours ago found out that today is the 30th anniversary of this game's release. And I said, well, my favorite Dragon Warrior game? I've got to play it. I've just got to do it. What better excuse? Now, I did mention that this game wouldn't be released in the US until 1992, but its original release is in 1990, making it 30 years at this point. So let's enjoy the 30th anniversary of Dragon Quest IV. Now, I did mention that this is my favorite Dragon Quest of them all. I have played this version and the Nintendo DS version. Alright, now we are going to name our hero. Now, as you know, I always name my heroes Max. No, not Mab. Come on. Oh. Technical difficulties, hang on. Alright, problem solved. But this is a little different. One, we get to pick the gender of our hero. Our hero can either be male or female. For the most part, that doesn't really change much of the game. The story doesn't really change depending on this, but there are some little interesting differences. Of course, your sprite will be different, depending on whether you pick male or female. But your character has the hero class. The hero class can use nearly all pieces of equipment in the game. But there are a handful of female-specific pieces of equipment. So if you pick female, you can use practically every piece of equipment in the game. So we're going to choose a female hero named Max. Let's see, we'll go with a nice middle speed of 4. So, Chapter 1, The Royal Soldiers. This is the story about royal soldiers of a small country called Burland. One of the royal soldiers is you, Ragnar. One morning the king summons all the soldiers to the castle court. Alright, you may be wondering, wait a minute, didn't we just name our hero Max? Who's this Ragnar fool? Well, Ragnar is a hero, but oh, it's going too fast. Everyone at ease. You must have heard the rumor that children have been vanishing recently. The mothers from Izmit village came to me in tears this morning begging for help. As the king of this country, I can no longer ignore this problem. Find the cause of these disappearances and report to me. Go, my soldiers! Oh, soldier, please find our children. They're alive, I know it. Okay, so, that dude right there in the kind of pinkish purple, that's Ragnar. That's us. But yeah, we named our hero Max. Well, this game is divided into 5 different chapters, where we play 5 different characters, who at the end of all 5 chapters, well, let's say during the 5th chapter, they all meet together. So our first chapter is going to be playing Ragnar here. So I can move around with the directional pad, and what is this, the A button? If I press the A button, I bring up the command menu. Now, most of this is pretty self-explanatory. Talk allows us to talk to people. Let's talk to the king. I'm counting on your good work, Ragnar. How about his chancellor here? What are you waiting for? Go! Go now! If you get injured, return to a town and rest at an inn. If you're familiar with a lot of the cliches and basic mechanics of role-playing games, a lot of this will be familiar to you. For long trips, take along medical herbs. Spells? Well, if we had spells, this would show up the list of spells that we know. Ragnar doesn't know any spells, he can't even use them. Status will give us info about our character. So those are Ragnar's stats. And stats will affect, say, how hard he hits, how quickly he can react in a round, how much abuse he can take, how powerful his magic is, the chances of getting a critical hit, so forth. And this is also more information. His class is Soldier, and as a soldier, he's going to be able to use a lot of really kind of weapon-based equipment. He maybe not so much the weird, unusual magical stuff, but swords, shields, armors, he'll be able to use just about all of it. You can also look at conditions. So Ragnar has full HP but no MP. And he's got an attack of 19 and a defense of 14 right now. We can use equip to change his loadout. Right now he has a copper sword and leather armor. Tactics doesn't matter right now because we only have the one character, but using tactics we'll be able to change the order of characters in combat and also pick how they behave in combat. Door's a silly one. If you want to open a door, you just can't walk up to it and press, A or B. You gotta choose door. And you also have to choose a search. Nothing special. Now, I had so enjoyed this game, at the same point had such a hard time with it, that I ordered the hint book. Now, I don't have it with me right now, but if I do find it, you can be sure that I'm going to use it during the course of this game. Monsters have been around for some time. They may have been the cause of the recent disappearances of children. Alright, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Please move. Great, we're stuck. This is something about the old RPGs that, even years ago, I never really cared for. Getting stuck because the characters wouldn't move. If you keep walking outside, night will fall. So yeah, this game has a day and night cycle with different events taking place at different times. So during night, we will find different random encounters out on the world map. But also the towns will change during day and night. Usually that will mean the characters in the town are in different places, they have different things to say. Oh, medical herb. Medical herb will restore some of our HP. Now, does Ragnar have any money? Yes, we have 50 gold. I don't know if we're going to be able to buy much of anything with that. Oh, Ragnar, I'm researching something. Nope, nothing in the bookshelves. At least I'm assuming they're bookshelves. Oh, soldier, please find our children. They're alive, I know it. We came from Izmit village. So a big part of this game is going to be going to different towns, talking to everybody, and trying to find out what to do next, get hints to figure out the progression of the story. I hear that monsters which only appear at night are now appearing during the day. Troubled times, aren't they? So yeah, now it's not only bad enough that monsters show up at night, those same monsters are now showing up during the day. Another big part of this game is going to be, well, the grind. Now, if you don't know that, you're not familiar with RPGs, that means essentially just fighting enemies over and over again to make money and experience to be prepared to go to the next part of the game. This guy makes me uneasy these days. I may end up doing most of the grinding off-screen. Grinding can sometimes be a chore, sometimes it can be a lot of fun. It depends on the mechanics of the game and your personal taste. Don't fall behind the other soldiers. Now, a few years back, I replayed this game, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to put up with that grind. I'm just going to Game Genie myself a lot of money and a lot of experience. I gotta tell you, it really does influence the feel of the game. Hey, Ragnar, still here? Haven't the others already left for Izmit village? Alright, a door. There's no key. Well, we can't open this door. We need a key for that door. As we play through the game, we're going to come across doors like that we can't open unless we have a special key. In fact, any door we come across, we can't open unless we pick door. Come here, you. This is the King of Burland's chamber. Our king is truly admirable. Now, does the king have anything new to say? Welcome back, Ragnar. I see you haven't progressed much. You must find the cause of the disappearances at once. I'm counting on your good work, Ragnar. You can record your progress at any house of healing. Wherever you go, find one, and record your progress on the Imperial Scrolls of Honor. Well, they're talking about saving our game. Which, if you know my motto, save smart, save often. I won't let anyone suspicious pass. We're not suspicious, are we? This is Burland Castle. Alright, well, we're outside the castle and now we're in town. A splendid castle, always. I wish to be a royal soldier. Say, can you take me along? Well, yeah, sure. Come hang out with us. We could use an extra party member. Really? I shall follow you then. Alright, come on. Come on, old man. Gotta check stuff out. Too tough for an old man. Go on alone, please. Yep. Poor old guy. He tried. So, we should do two things. Find the House of Healing so we can save. And check out the equipment shops. We don't exactly have the best of gear right now. We should also be talking to all these people, so let's start chatting. Izmit village is on the coast beyond the cave west of this castle. Alright, so we gotta go through a cave to the west. Burland's king is good-natured and keeps taxes low. Unfortunately, you can't spend much on your equipment. Accumulate gold to buy more powerful weapons and armor. Be sure to equip yourself with them after you buy them. So let's see, what does this gentleman have to say? This is an item shop. What would you like to do? Alright, well, we got a couple of choices here. We got a medical herb, which will restore our HP, an antidote herb, which will cure us of poison, and fairy water, which will make the enemies appear less frequently. I'm going to buy an antidote herb right now. Ragnar only has so much inventory space. See, that's it. He's got room for about, what, 6 or 7 items? So we want to be careful with what we're carrying around. This is a weapon shop. What would you like to do? Let's take a look at your gear. Alright, so we have a copper sword. Just going off the prices, we can see the copper sword is more valuable than the club, but not as much as the thorn whip or the chain sickle. I don't have my manual in front of me, but it would show you how powerful each piece of equipment is. But generally speaking, the more expensive it is, the stronger it is. That's not going to always be the case, but generally that will be the case. So when we have 550 gold, we're going to want to come here and get a chain sickle. Yeah, I know. Alright, we got an inn over here. Good afternoon, welcome to the Wayfarer's Inn. One night stay is 4 gold. Well, you don't need to stay right now. We're still at full health. You may find out something at Izmit village. Still kind of getting used to the controls. They're not exactly tough, but they're not as responsive as I would like. It's like a little bit of a delay between going up and down and left and right. Ragnar, did you know? Some doors aren't locked. They open without a key. That is fantastic news. Hello, sir. This is an armor shop. Alright, same idea. So we got different pieces of armor and equipment here. We're currently wearing leather armor. We're going to eventually want to upgrade to chainmail. We don't have a shield at all. And the scale shield is going to be a little bit stronger than the leather shield. And we have a leather hat and a wooden hat. Of course, we're going to want to aim for that wooden hat eventually. As I mentioned earlier, Ragnar is a soldier, so he can use just about any piece of equipment. Now, if I remember correctly, the merchants will tell you whether or not you can use a piece of equipment when you try to buy it. If not, I'll have to get that graph that tells me who can use what piece of equipment. Even though they're strong, monsters can't enter towns. But why do children vanish? So that's a good question. If the monsters can't come into town to get the children, how are they getting them? Now, right now I am going to check every drawer, every chest, everything. That's probably until I look up, where all the goodies are hidden, so that way we won't spend as much time doing that. Is it true that children are vanishing? I'm not a kid anymore, so I guess I'm safe. Well, let's hope that's true. Actually, do you have anything to say now that we're in your house? Want to buy something? If so, go outside and talk to me from across the counter. Nope. You just wanna do your business. Buy, sell, trade. I'm Flora. My husband Alex hasn't returned from his last trip. Tell me if you see him. So we have a side quest. We want to find Alex, Flora's husband. This is the castle town of Burland. Now here is a house of healing. Welcome to the House of Healing. What can I do for you? Alright, well, we have a couple of choices here. Normally we can come here and get some of our status effects removed. Like if a character gets killed, we can revive them. If they get poisoned, we can detoxificate them. If they get cursed, we can uncurse them. I don't remember what Inform does. Ah, there we go. That's how much more XP to gain a level. Well, what we're going to do is save. Alright, are we going to continue our quest? Be careful here. I've just kind of mashed buttons through here and ended up having to shut down my game. Yes, we are continuing our quest. Now it's time. Well, I'd like to get inside of Flora's house. Just look around a little bit. Pardon me, ma'am. No, it doesn't look like there's anything really exciting in here. Alright, we are now on the overworld map. For the most part, things are about the same. Ragnar reads the signpost. Report the sighting of suspicious people, the King of Burland. Well, time for our first fight, and our first fight are two stag beetles. So this is what our combat screen looks like. Really plain. We just see the enemy sprites, and our menu here. Now we can try to run away, we can try to parry to defend ourselves. We can use our items, which could be the items like medical herbs, antidote herbs, or even our equipment. Some of our equipment sometimes has special abilities. Or we can attack. Now, we don't want Ragnar to attack Ragnar. We we want to attack Static Beetle. And there are 2 of them. Okay, we were able to hit one of them hard enough to put him out of the fight. Okay, only 2 XP for that fight, but 8 gold. Not great, but we were able to handle it. Now, as you walk around the map, you can see that there are different tiles. There are sort of these big gray mountains, these little brown hills, green trees, green fields. Ooh, that was a critical hit. We took that slime out, no problem. The giant worm, on the other hand, is a little tougher. Kind of goofy looking. Kind of looks like it's smiling. Alright, more XP, but not more gold. But we're about halfway to getting our next level. Now, I don't know, sometimes I like to prioritize stronger enemies, sometimes I like to get rid of weaker ones. Kind of depends on what's happening. Because the more enemies we can get rid of, the better for us, because then they can't attack us as often. Now, if I remember correctly, the different tiles have different encounter rates. So, it could be potentially more dangerous to go into the woods or up into the mountains than it would be to walk around on the grassy fields here. Let's see if we can find anything. Oh yeah, now that I'm looking for a fight. I've lost count of our XP. I think 10. Now, I would really like to make it to at least Izmit before calling this an episode. Alright, Ragnar's level goes up. His strength goes up 3 points. Agility goes up 1. Vitality goes up 1. Luck goes up 1. And his maximum HP goes up 2. So if we look at Ragnar's stats now, we can see that he's improved a little bit in different areas. Now his max HP is 29, but his current HP is 22. So we'll want to eventually go back to the town and recover at an inn. We could recover with a medical herb, but I'd rather save that for an emergency. So this is it. This is the grind I was talking about. Fighting over and over again to earn XP and earn money. In fact, how are we doing on money? 78 gold. So right now, these enemies are not giving us much trouble. We take them out pretty much with one hit. When they do hit us, they only really do 1, maybe 2 points of damage. But the danger of an enemy can jump dramatically, moving from area to area. And one of those areas is that cave. Uh-oh. It's nighttime, so now new enemies show up. These enemies surprised us, so they were able to get an attack in. They're faster than us, too, and we're poisoned. That's bad. Ooh, and they are strong enough to take a hit. We want to be careful now. We may have to heal. Alright, so the screen just changed color. That's to let us know that we are in danger. And we got a lot of XP for that, and a lot of gold. Now I'm just going to go straight to town. It's nighttime, so things have changed a little bit. Now you may have noticed it just a second earlier, but when Ragnar got poisoned, the screen flashed red. That means Ragnar was taking damage. Now, we could use our medical herb, or our antidote herb, but let's go see how much the priest here charges to detox us. 5 gold, and we have 100, so cheaper than using one of our items. Alright, well, let's see. 8 more XP. Well, it's nighttime, so people are now out and about in different places. Like, this dude's asleep. But what do you gotta say, buddy? The woman of this house is waiting for her husband. The woman of this house is waiting for her missing husband to return. How sad. So now, like I said, now that it's nighttime, we can get new and different information. How long will she wait? She should give up hope and marry me. Yeah, you're a jerk. Alex will return, won't he? Well, if we have anything to say about it, he will. And this is something you may have to do at different points during the course of the game. Is come back to towns you've already visited at different times of the day, to see if there's new information from the different characters. Monsters seem to be getting stronger. Something awful may be happening somewhere. Oh, you have no clue. Now, usually nighttime means shops are closed. There's no one to talk to. You can't talk to a door. We're closed for today. Come back tomorrow. Alright. His son and wife are asleep. I want to go to the bathroom, but I'm too scared. Oh, poor kid. She's asleep. Your dad's awake. Go downstairs, talk to your dad. Actually, let's check. Is there anything in this corner? No. There are items to be found just laying on the ground. I don't always know where they are, which is why I usually look at my guide. I'm not embarrassed to admit that. I'm not ashamed. I'll use guides if I think it will make life easier for me. I mean, heck, I look at cooking instructions. And we even have to open this door. Yep, you guys don't have anything new to say, do you? I even kind of like the subtle difference at how things are darker now that it's nighttime. In fact, I'm probably wrong. I think this green screen may be because it's nighttime, not because he's low on HP and poisoned. I'll go to sleep. I'm happiest when I go to sleep. I can appreciate that. I am happiest when I'm asleep as well. Sleep is a gift from God. It reminds us that He wants us to be happy and that He loves us. Oh, garden isn't fun. You guys are not going to let us go and visit the king. Yep, king is asleep. Stay in tonight and come back tomorrow. Well, we will be doing that shortly. The more I compare, the more similarity I find. The present weather resembles that of the past times when monsters reigned. So even the weather is starting to change. Worry for my missing children makes sleep impossible. Please find my child. Don't worry, ma'am. Yep, you've mentioned garden's not fun. Oh, look at you. Ah, you monsters. Oh, oops, I was just dreaming. Lazy bum. Sleep on the job. Alright. Well, if Ragnar was a little stronger, nighttime would probably be a good time to go outside and train. Stronger monsters show up at night, which means more money and more XP. But Ragnar's not quite up to that task yet. Especially being by himself. It means he's got to fight these things one-on-one. Well, not necessarily one-on-one, but he's got to take them on alone. That won't necessarily be the case throughout the entire game. Alright, let's go see what we can afford from the armorer. We do have armor, we do not have a shield or a helmet. Can we afford either or? We can afford the leather shield or the leather hat. I think we're going to get the leather shield. No, we don't want to talk. We want to equip. So for his weapon, he's got the copper sword. If he unequipped it, he would only have an attack of 10. So we're going to keep it equipped. His armor, the leather armor, gives him 12 defense, so we're going to keep that on. The leather shield will increase it by 4. It doesn't have a helmet yet, but that will change. So let's see if we can go a little further. We're hitting a little bit harder since we leveled up, which is good. Alright, so here's the cave they were talking about. Now, I don't think we're quite strong enough to go in there and really try to explore it, but let's just poke our head in real quick. I think what I would like to do is at least get enough money to buy that hat. Maybe buy another medical herb, another antidote herb. And look at this, we got into a fight the second we got in here. Alright, dive rat and stag beetle. Well, we know we can take out a stag beetle. Alright, we are not strong enough to take out a dive rat in one hit. But we did gain a level. So, the cave is sort of a maze that we have to explore. Now, part of the fun of these games is going into these mazes, these dungeons, exploring it a little bit, leaving, and then coming back to explore it a little more. It also makes it much more dangerous to get into these areas, more time-consuming. So what I may do is pull up my guide and just look at the layout of the cave, so that way we don't waste as much time. Alright, nighttime. Alright, these babbles gave us a little bit of trouble last time. Let's see if we can do better this time. Okay, we're strong enough to take him out in one hit. Well, not one hit. That one took 2. But good XP, and this babble had a treasure chest. And there's an antidote herb. Excellent. And now we have 2 of them. Those guys can mess us up. Alright, I think we have room for 2 more items. So I'll probably buy another medical herb and buy our leather hat. So now our menu is blue. Because it's nighttime. I thought maybe it was green because it was nighttime. That was probably... I probably had it right the first time. It was because our HP was low. going to hit that babble because we don't want to get poisoned. Not enough to kill it, though. And we're poisoned. Alright, but how's the golden experience? Gold was pretty good. Experience is good, too. So that flash of red, that's Ragnar taking damage from the poison. Alright, we need you to detoxicate us. Almost enough money to get the leather hat. How are we doing on HP? 22 more experience points. Alright, I think we'll rest. So we'll just smack around enemies a little bit more until we can afford the leather hat. And then we'll see if we can tackle the cave. I think tackling the cave and getting to Izmit would be a good length for this episode. And we didn't kill the worm. Alright, so we need 22 XP. That was 4. So 18 more. So yeah, level 4, a shield, a helmet, hopefully 2 healing items and 2 antidotes. We'll be good to go. Oh, and night falls. And night brings out the babbles. Who attack suddenly. That one missed. That one hit, though. I would really like to be strong enough to take out these babbles in one hit. Part of that will be having the equipment for it. The other part will be leveling up. Alright, but 12 experience, is that enough to gain a level? Nope. One more fight should do it. Well, maybe not one more fight. Because the cute little slime mascots, not a lot of XP. Alright, well, we're not poisoned. That's the important part. Now we're poisoned. Fantastic. Babbles can be a problem. Alright, strength goes up 3, agility goes up 1, vitality goes up 1, and luck goes up 1. Not a big deal of a level up, but we'll take everything we can get. Save smart, save often. Because we're going to rest, we're going to buy our helmet, and then we're going to try to tackle that cave. Okay, 98 gold. I believe the helmet was 65. Yep. Okay, let's equip it. So we got our weapon, our armor, our shield, and our helmet. Now, how are we doing on inventory space? Yeah, let's go buy a medical herb. And let's go challenge the cave. Now here's something to consider. The cave is going to have stronger monsters, but the other side of the cave is also probably going to have stronger monsters. Now, thankfully, I more or less know where I'm going, but if this was your first time through, it could be pretty dangerous. Alright, come here, worm. I'm gonna use you as bait. No, I don't think there's a fishing minigame. There is a casino. Look at you, jerks. Alright, we are in the Western Cave. I have pulled up a map, because I am a dirty cheat. And it's actually a pretty small little map. But if I didn't know where I was going, if I didn't know what I was doing, I could, end up taking a lot of time getting through here. So, here's our first treasure chest. And it's got a medical herb. We can't carry any more. So no, we won't discard anything. So the medical herb should just be in that chest for us to come back and get at some later point. Now, who is this? Excuse me, sir. Ragnar, I'm on my way to Izmit village, too. That's good. Would you kindly move? Thank you. Now, if we go south here, it just loops around back to that soldier we just talked to. Alright, 40 gold. That will help us buy some new equipment. So, this cave was actually pretty simple. Partly because we came prepared. Partly because I had a map. And what do we have over here? Well, up there in the northwest is a tower, but it's surrounded by water, so we can't do anything with it. A demon stump. That's a new enemy. And it hits fairly hard. But we can take it out in 2 shots. Not bad money for it. And there is the village of Izmit. But what does this say? Do not play in the woods. Good advice. So we've made it to Izmit. And I think this is as good a point as any to call it an episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rest, I'm going to save, and I'll probably do a little grinding off screen. I would at the very least like to get enough money to get the best equipment back at Burland before we start looking at all the equipment and goodies they have here at Izmit. So, thank you for watching. I really look forward to playing more of this. and sharing this game with all of you. See you in the next episode.